Hello, everyone. It looks like that whole podcast idea didn't go according to plan. I think somewhere between a mix of schedules and only pumping out 3 episodes. I think it was technically 4, but let's call it 3 good episodes and 1 shitpost about the Griffin's Pride. Quite clearly, we are not cut out for this. So instead of going, yep, sorry, the podcast is closed, we left it another 4 months to do anything about it. However, I have come back into 2025 in a very positive mood, and I feel that not only it would be a shame to cancel this project, even though all the way through it's been very casual and very much an excuse just to talk about LARP with my mates, because it's been a lot of fun. We've had some really cool guests on, so thank you very much for that. One of those guests has even helped me move nation, so we're so far behind the schedule, I'm actually in Varushka now, rather than inside Navarre. And to be extremely blunt, I think Varushka is fantastic, and I'm having a brilliant time. That might be attributed to a smaller nation, but it feels very rich and alive. What you read on the wiki is very much there in game. I think with Navarre it's still very rich and fun on the field, but versus what's on the wiki, it can be a bit different. And I'm really enjoying seeing the scary Varushkan folklore come to life in Anvil. But anyway, I digress, because that's only talking about one LARP. And that, you see, is where I like to say we, but I came to the conclusion, but rather than scrapping this project because we don't have much time for it, is actually I'd like to expand it instead. And I would really like to talk about different LARPs. We've been oohing and ahhing over how to cover them and which ones to cover. One of our mates has done, I think, 12, 13 LARPs in 2024. So an absolutely huge amount, and lots of LARP we would really like to talk about. But we thought, hang on there, dear citizen, why not take it a little bit further? Why don't we actually just expand this into a hobby podcast, and we do away with the limitations of just Empire or just LARP, and we start to talk about a variety of different topics, and that way we can make the episodes we want to make, talk about the things we want to talk about, and we haven't got to drag 3 people who are A, busy, or B, in a different country into the same room to have a chat. And that's what this is going to be. And broadly, there's a couple of things off the cuff that I'd like to announce, reveal. That sounds too dramatic for something we just made up on a napkin. But effectively, we still want to talk about Empire. Of course, it's the core LARP that we've historically played. I think that's going to change in the future, but it's still a really cool game. I'd like to talk about Mene's Fate as well. I'm very excited for that, and not just in a I was about to say an OMG excited way with false American enthusiasm. I was talking more about I'm genuinely excited to see something shake up the UK LARP market. After all, we are all consumers. We're paying for tickets, and having some variety on the market will hopefully inspire some competition with the other LARPs out there, and we might see some improvements across all of them, and they'll compete to make each other better for our attention and, of course, our enjoyment. There are a swath of independent LARPs that have happened and are going to happen that I would A, love to go to, and B, like to talk about. A key one of those is Bastion. I think Bastion I have personally done dirty by not doing an episode. If I was to do LARP Awards, I would put Bastion as number 1 for 2024. It was utterly outstanding and everything I could have wanted from a LARP, hands down. No competition. And then I'm going to immediately contradict myself by also talking about some of the Eversley LARPs that we've attended, especially Nightmare events. My God, having not attended any of those prior to 24, it's, in the best way, it has utterly ruined LARP for me, because being chased in the woods by something dark and scary, whether that's a white, Now My Watch Has Ended, or fish people at Eldritch, then there's a lot of different varieties of fear, but none so acutely felt in the dark, scary woods of Eversley. So we really want to talk about those, but then expand it into maybe I do some episodes on game design, do some episodes on perhaps some things that we would like to run or how to run them, or maybe get LARP runners to talk about not just the individual LARPs they create, but what creates a successful LARP itself. Quite clearly, off the cuff there, quite a few things we want to talk about. But even outside of LARP, I'm a huge Warhammer nerd. If you're not aware by now, then you need to listen to more episodes, but the Old World has come back, and I am a ardent, die-hard fan of the Warhammer Fantasy universe. I've even seen that a LARP for the Free Company has cropped up for next year, and this is going to be a Warhammer-inspired LARP, and I cannot describe how happy that makes me feel to potentially be taking part in that. We'll have to see. But I want to talk about nerdy stuff. I want to talk about painting. I might want to expand this from an MP3 to an MP4 format as well, and talking around hobbies and 3D printing and a bit of crafting as well, so I can eventually hit the golden utopia, which is Podbean turning around to me and saying, "Hey Chris, wow, look at you go. We want to offer you shit tier advertising or some kind of Rage Sadio Legends endorsement." I don't know, but my 2025 goal for this podcast is to get one dreadful but genuine advert on it. This doesn't come from a point of view of needing cash from this as like a revenue stream. I'm not going to be asking you to like, comment and subscribe. I'm not going to ask you to go on Patreon. I don't want your money. But what I do want is people to listen to this so I can get some truly heinous things advertised on here, purely because I think that would be funny, and it's nice to have an end goal when starting these kind of projects. So broadly, expect some categorization to come out. You know, it might be Warhammer, it might be Empire LARP, Menier's Fate, other LARPs, blah blah blah. You'll start to see some of those episodes trickle out across the year. I would love to say the next few weeks or next few months, but I've said this last year, promised things that haven't come through. And to be blunt, as much as I fully intend to follow through, this time and like last time, I clearly have evidence that I don't. So you might not hear my voice again for another year, and if that genuinely upsets you, I'm really sorry. Feel free to hunt me down and hurt me in the street. And if it doesn't upset you, feel free to do that anyway, because I think that would make a fantastic episode, and is certainly something to talk about. So in conclusion, I'm sat twiddling my thumbs at my desk right now. It's freezing cold, but the sun is out. I'm feeling very podcasty, and I want to talk about some things. I'm going to go record those now, but this is the ta-da, welcome to 2025. Welcome to 2025 episode. And if you've liked what you heard so far, thank you for listening, genuinely. This project started out as like a wholesome little thing, and then has progressed into a larger and larger shitpost snowball. And if we can get this to the point where the shitpost starts getting shitpost ads on it, personal goal in life, what a thing that would be. But anyway, I need to earn that. I'm going to go and do something about it. And I very much look forward to making some dreadful content. Oh god, I said content. I very much look forward to making some dreadful episodes for all of you dear listeners. So until then, citizens, happy 2025. I say that like it's the new year. Fuck me, it's the 23rd. Good god. Happy 2025. Fuck it, I'm full of good cheer, full of good vibes, and very much hope to see all of you at LARPs at some point this year. Bye!